Yeah, man, it's your boy Alfred once again, and welcome to another Wakati video. And today's topic is: a man without accountability will always fail in his relationships. A man without accountability will always fail in his relationship. Here's why. So this video was inspired by, shout out to Lacario, after the incident of Abba from that the content creator from Abba and Preach. Now, I used to watch these guys back then, I remember, but I never really enjoyed it. I think I watched only a few episodes of these guys back then when this relationship content creators were coming up. I remember around the same time as or maybe just after Kevin Samuels and all those guys, right? But these guys really never resonated with me, because I would tell that they're not really people who are that what they say they are in real life. They only talk the talk because they're behind the camera, but when things come to shove, they can't walk the walk. So Abba apparently is in a kind of funk with a girlfriend of his, and apparently now I don't follow up really on these guys, but you can learn something, and this is why I'm taking an example from this guy. And of course, like I said, this video is actually inspired by Lacario, who broke down. He has a video mentioning 5 mistakes that Abba made, right? So I'm actually going to extend on that, right? My own take on that, right? Shout out to Lacario for that. This was a very good breakdown. But Abba, just like I said, he's just for those who don't know, he's a YouTuber, and he apparently gives relationship advice. Now, if you follow his saga with this girlfriend, right? He's now trying to disown the girlfriend. Has basically, in a nutshell, the girlfriend has his baby or something like that, and now Abba does not want to see her nor the baby, right? Nor take care of her, right? Now, of course, this comes from an emotional place. In the future, if he's right in the head, he'll take responsibility. However, my take is that in such scenarios, the man has to be accountable. The thing with Abba, the mistake that my take on his mistake is that, Lacario has actually said that you have to be the leader, right? But I'm going to take that further and say that there has to be accountable. There has to be accountability on the man's part. Once you decide to be in a relationship with a woman, right, long term, short term, whatever, remember, accountability is always on the man. And I think this is where a lot of men do not really side with people like Lacario and Miles and Kazaki, right? Because of the accountability factor. They want to put the accountability on the woman. But time and time has proved that women will never take accountability for shit. They won't. So if women do not take accountability, guess who has to take that accountability for whatever happens? Right? Especially in Abba's case here. Abba doesn't want the baby. Abba does not want the girl, right? In that video where Lacario is breaking down the things, the mistakes that Abba made, right? There's a phone call between Abba and his girlfriend, right? And what he's saying is that I don't want to see you. What can I do to get rid of you? This just shows he lacks accountability. Nothing else. Hence, this is what actually spawned my topic, right? So, accountability. First of all, I don't know why he's not being accountable. I mean, if you get, things might happen. Maybe really the chick is actually playing him, trying to play him. There might be, or maybe it's not right. Something is not right between with the chick, right? Fair enough, right? I'm gonna take that. However, accountability in this case is just like, hey, listen, I'm gonna take care of the baby, and me and you can be co-parents or something like that, and I'm gonna take care of the baby, but me and you cannot be together. Instead of, how do I get rid of you? I don't want to see you again. How much can I give you? Never to see you again. Listen, if a woman decides not to get rid of your baby, just take the accountability. Say, listen, okay, first of all, you cannot force a woman not to have a baby. You cannot do that. Right? That's one. Two, once she decides to, right, you have no other choice. The baby is yours. It takes two to tango. I don't know why a lot of men, now all of a sudden, the woman is evil in this case, and she's the one who is actually, because she won't get rid of the baby. And first of all, you should take of you don't even think about the consequences, right? Getting rid of the baby is not just like getting rid. People die, right? Now, I get it, abortions happen and all that thing, but once she decides that, you shouldn't force it. Let it be, let it happen. If the baby is yours, you've got no other choice. The baby is yours. It takes two to tango, and the fact is that you are the father. What are you going to do about it? So it goes back to the topic at hand. You will always fail if you're this type of person, or this type of man, because you're not taking accountability seriously. And it's not just accountability for such situation. Accountability for yourself. It always starts with accountability for yourself. What are you doing to make sure that you are accountable for the things you're doing or the things that you have to do? Always starts with that. Right? So don't take that route of not taking any sort of accountability for situations that you know are involved in. Right? Yes, women we do get ourselves, especially when we're young, we do get ourselves into such situations, but at the end of the day, you cannot bury your head in the sand and like an ostrich and think that things will go away. Why? Because you don't want to change. It was all good when she was giving you that punani. It was all good when you were showing lovey-dovey to each other. It's all good. Yeah, but what happened when now you need to do the real thing, like taking care of a baby? All of a sudden it's not good? Why? You have to ask yourself. Yes, you have to change. And change means that now you have to accommodate a part of you to a baby, a child. Now, if you're not going to take accountability for that, who do you expect to do that? You expect the next man, and that's the bigger problem. So men who usually do this want to blame the woman, and there are people who are going to side with Abba instead of giving him that the truth. You have to take accountability for the baby. It's yours. It's still going to be. If she decides to keep the baby, who's going to take care of her? Him or her? There's no going around that. So it's kind of useless arguing with her or siding with her. I mean, siding with Abba is useless because at the end of the day, someone has to take care of that baby, and it's definitely not going to be those followers. They're not going to take care of the baby, right? So it's accountability. A man, first off, is a leader in that relationship. So what does this say also about Abba? He's not a leader. Not only he's not a leader, he cannot lead himself. Because if you're not going to take accountability for a being that you helped bring into this earth, you're not taking no accountability at all, or you don't want to, right? Then you're not willing to grow up. You're just not. Now, it's one thing if Abba's girlfriend set him up, it's someone else's, he thinks it's someone else's kid. That's one thing. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Right? He has to take accountability once he finds out that's his child. But through those phone calls I was listening to, right, it looks like the child is actually his. I'm not sure, right? However, in his part, he was not being wise. He was not being smart. Telling her, I want to get rid of you, right? Telling her, I don't want to see you again. I don't want the baby. That's not wise. Just shows that you're not willing to grow, you're not willing to mature. Right. Now, I'm not saying don't be a beta male, like the baby is not his, then he's taking care of him or her or whatever. I mean, if that's what you want, that's cool. It's not his responsibility if the baby is not his. That would be cool. I mean, that would be understandable. If the baby is not his, that's understandable. But if the baby is his, you should take full accountability for the baby, because no one will, and no one should. Like I said, it was all good when you were showing lovey-dovey and she was giving you the nanny. Now the real stuff is showing. So to wind up, right? As a man, you still need to be a leader. First of all, lead yourself. Second of all, once you get into a relationship, you have to lead us. Making sure that you are leading in a way that you are responsible and accountable. Don't take that on a woman. Don't think that the women that you are with will be accountable for anything. In fact, don't expect that. Yes, some women are a bit accountable when they need to, when it's convenient, but overall, women are not accountable. However, in relationship, the onus is on the man to be accountable. Besides, society really won't side with you, and maybe your followers, because they're emotional about that thing, and then all of a sudden they want to make a villain out of the woman. But reality is, Abba has to take care of that baby. Abba has to be accountable. That's the reality of it. Otherwise, then you're just someone who wants to play the field but don't want to play by the rules. Cannot do that. Cannot go to a football match, right, and then you just play anyhow. There's levels, there are rules to these things. There are laws. And not just laws of men, but laws of nature. So accountability, man. It's high time a lot of men understand that a lot of the burden is usually on the man for a lot of things in a relationship. Otherwise, if you enter a relationship thinking that you can just wing it, not being a leader, not trying to lead, not being accountable, and then things like this happens, baby comes along, all of a sudden you want out, it doesn't work that way. It's not a wrestling match where you can just tap out after 3 or before 3 is up. No. You have to change up. It means that now the real things, the real shit is about to happen. Now you have to be the man. If you decide not to take accountability, if you decide not to be responsible, you are deciding to remain a boy. That's what you're deciding. You are deciding to remain a child. And this is what so far Abba is deciding. Man, I think that's enough for today, and I hope that was insightful as usual. And remember, as a man, you have to be the leader. As a man, you have to be accountable. It's been your boy Alfred. Till next time, peace.